What's going on, everybody? We are back. It's been a couple of weeks. Had a little, hiatus after finishing season 8 All Stars, but we're back. You didn't lose us. We're still here. As always, I'm your friendly neighborhood dad hat wearing, pro wrestling loving, reality TV loving fan. Joined by my side, my buddy. Hadn't got a chance to talk to you because my life has been busy as hell over the last couple of weeks. But my buddy, all the way up in the Pacific Northwest, MJ Duplessis. What's up, buddy?
What up, DadHat? How you doing?
I'm here. Tis the season. Next week being Thanksgiving, we're heading into, the holidays, heading into the holidays. But, you know, tis tis the time of being crazy busy. Whether you work in retail or you don't work in retail, just a busy time of life for everybody. Everybody seems to be going 100 miles an hour, kind of
Facts.
like everybody's driving down here. So, but
Yeah.
we're here. So we wrapped up All Stars last time. But you were in agreement that All Stars was a fucking fantastic season,
Yes.
right? So now we're going into season 9, and we talked a little bit off camera, but season 9, Vanuatu, Islands of Fire. It at how high season 8 ends, season 9 does not pick up there, does it?
No.
No, no. Did you expect it to be, or did you expect what did you think? Because we're going back now into a season of brand new contestants.
I was expecting a little bit of a drop off, but yeah, these first few episodes, I'm just like, yeah, okay, this is. And then
Yeah.
they do the thing that not a fan of the. Well, we'll get into the gender thing.
Of the what?
The men versus women shit.
Yeah, yeah. That is how we start out. Again, they're basing it off the culture. So we do get men versus women again. I think, but is this the second time or the third time we've seen this now?
Second,
Okay, for some reason it felt like the third, but even already at the second, it's already old doing the men and the
yeah,
women, in my opinion. But anyway, what's cool about this season is it starts out, and Jeff is talking to them on the boat, right? And
yes,
he talks about how native tribes from Vanuatu, they have to be welcomed onto the island, right? Like they
yes,
have to be like, given permission to be there. So they're going to take part in a ritual. And that's when they find out they're being separated, men and women. Like
yeah.
the men are given like actual seats. The women are literally sitting on the ground. Like,
Before
and
that,
in this
but
process,
before that, when the local tribe is coming at them on the boats,
yeah,
that's got to be terrifying.
yeah. And they all kind of say that, except for one cast member who's just like, they're apparently I'm at an advantage here because being the only one, that looks like them,
Yeah.
I'm going
Oh,
like they weren't giving me any problems. So
yeah.
um that was Rory. But we
Yes.
yeah, the men get actual seats, women they're seated on the sand. And there's this whole Vanuatu kind of, ceremony that happens.
Yeah.
Um it it's crazy. But yeah, Rory says they're jabbing spears at absolutely everybody except for me. Nobody jabbed a spear at me in any way, shape, or form, which I look as, a black man coming on the island is not particularly unwelcome, to quote Rory.
I mean,
Um,
I didn't notice it until like I rewatched it. I was like, oh yeah, they don't even acknowledge or like you know care that he's
yeah.
there. So okay.
Oh, Jeff kind of lets him know. Jeff's just kind of chill, sitting back, and he's kind of trying to be he's almost like an interpreter. Like he's telling them like what's going to come next. Like he lets them know that it's part of the tradition. They're going to bring a pig out to slaughter, um, and that
Oh,
that was a lot of people kind of made them kind of grimace, Um, but then the chief takes the blood of the pigs and puts it on the forehead of just the men
Yeah.
as a sign of being welcome. So again, the men are being shown respect,
All the
and
respect.
and the women are, they might as well not even be there at this point.
Yeah.
So then Jeff steps up and he tells them about the final element to this initiation meeting type of thing. And it's called a spiritual stone. And so a stone is a stone that is going to supposedly hold power. It's going to be put on this very tall pole that's been greased with pig fat. And the men are each going to have an attempt to climb up and get it. If they get it, it's supposed to bring good luck. And it's like have the spirits of the island. The men are going to have a chance to get it. If the men don't get it, then it automatically goes to the women. And what's cool is Jeff tells them to show that it can be done. The chief has one of the tribe members climb it and put it up there easily. Like you would have thought it was like walking upstairs, like it was nothing.
Yeah. Walking upstairs,
but surprisingly,
for some of us.
Well, I wasn't gonna go there, jackass. Also, remind me to tell you a joke off camera. I don't want to get us canceled.
Okay.
I saw it last night, and I was like, I'm gonna just send you the screenshot of it. But surprisingly, the first guy that goes up to it gets it. He chooses Brady, who was hoping to be chosen. But he easily gets up there. He says he's like, I'm just going to copy exactly what the tribe member did.
Yeah.
But that's after this is when Jeff announces, like, you've clearly figured out it's men versus women.
The women of the Yasser tribe.
Yeah, the women of the Yasser tribe.
Lopevi.
Lepevi, yes. Lepevi is the men. I'm big on trying to remember things by like the first initial, so my brain automatically goes Lepevi, L, ladies. But no, it's opposite, like for here. So I got to remember that. But they get their buffs, of course. But the first thing they got to do is they got to find their beach. Without a map, it's nighttime. All they have is fire to guide them with torches. And when they get there, Jeff tells them they have a pot, a machete, and the map to water. That's it. There's no rice. There's no nothing.
And both tribes are already arguing on the way to trying to find their tribes.
Like, big time.
That took no time to like.
Yeah, and it kind of leads into the rest of the season too.
Yeah.
The women are having a hard time because like there's division on: do we keep going? Do we stop and set up camp and wait so we can? Because like you've got Scout, who's the older woman, one of the older women on the tribe. She's like, let's stop. Let's just bear out the night and we'll have daylight and we'll be able to find the camp. And then you've got other people who just want to keep going.
Go. Yeah.
Let's go. I mean, I wouldn't want to stop just in the middle of the jungle. Like,
yeah. No, that's crazy work for a Scout to even suggest that bullshit.
Yeah.
That was stupid. And I was like, that was when I was like, oh, Scout's gonna be the one this season. Scout's gonna be that one.
She says, I just wanted to hunker down till daylight came so we could, find our camp easier and everybody would be safe. I wasn't tired. I just love to sit and visit. I haven't said anything to anybody here, but I'm slipping around with an artificial knee, which plays into a factor most of the game. So I'm pretty cautious crawling around lava rock that deep at night with it raining. I mean, she has valid concern. She's trying not to get injured and be out of there from the get-go. So, I mean, I get it. But it was Amy and Dolly and Scout that didn't want to go.
The older, there was the age the age split and generation split for the women was very apparent right away.
Yeah. On the men's side, though, you've got Rory, and he's not necessarily saying stop, but he's like, we need to get a game plan to
Yeah.
get camp. Um, but the men find their camp, it seems like, at least in the edit, it sounds like they find it very quickly. Um, so both tribes at that point find their camp. There, it's all celebratory. It's all very happy moments. Women are clearly, you should mention that women are clearly divided, like for the most part, in the beginning, age-wise.
Yeah.
You got about half the women, building shelter. The other half are hanging out in the ocean, chatting.
Yeah.
You
Chilling on the
know,
beach.
yeah. Scout called them bowheads.
That was
Um,
hilarious. Twy was already getting
uh,
pissed off.
okay, I gotta ask you, what's your initial feelings here of Twyla?
The typical older generation Southern woman. She knows her place and she's used to specific gender roles and
Yeah,
probably used to
I
being
look
in the
at it.
kitchen.
I look at it this way: not as lovable. She
Yeah.
is the female version of Rudy
Yes.
from season 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that actually checks out.
She's the female version of Rudy. She's just not as lovable. Like very set in their ways, expects people to work, works hard, doesn't mind, rubbing people the wrong way. That's Twyla, and that's who you get
Yeah.
in this season.
Yes.
Um,
And then
at LePevy, go ahead.
yeah, with LePevy, we get a big fucking reveal and shocker.
I was waiting to see. Okay, I'm gonna let you reveal this because I figured you would be like, holy shit.
I was so confused when Chad revealed his prosthetic leg.
Yep.
This man went from jeans and he was like, you know what? I need y'all to know something. And he fucking
Yep.
unzips his pants and then boom, prosthetic leg, no leg.
Nope.
Fucking prosthetic. That shit was crazy.
He's not the only
Respect to
one.
him
Like
for being on the show.
we'll see somebody else. We'll see a female that with a prosthetic years and years later. But we haven't really talked about it much on this show and everything.
Yeah.
You in your personal life and everything. But I mean, this is the second person that is coming into this game with some, a lot of people in the mainstream would say some type of, disadvantage. We had
Yes.
the
And
girl that,
he's a
hard of
task.
hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the deaf forgot her name from
Amazon. She was in the Amazon, but
yeah.
I forget her name. Christy?
Yeah, Christy.
Christy in the Amazon. Yeah. Sorry. There's a lot of cast members, people. There's a
Yes.
lot of cast members. But yeah, Christy and so we got Chad here. I think it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
why?
It was
I mean,
phenomenal. I was rooting for him from there on. Like,
yeah,
let's fucking go.
as long as no one gets hurt,
Yeah.
or if they do something and they put someone else in the way of getting hurt, like there's a challenge here, and we'll talk about here coming up soon. And that when I remember thinking this the first time I ever watched the season, and it popped up in my head this time that I was like, that's my only concern is someone getting hurt. But I'll talk about that when we get there. But we do have people already who are like, well, we can't let him get to the end. Like
Yeah.
just thinking, sympathy votes are going to be the reason that he wins if he gets to the end.
But the dude's an ass kicker. I love Chad.
Yeah. He says he lost it due to a rare form of cancer.
Yeah.
But all the guys, I mean, majority of the guys seem to be fully like excited that he's here. Like,
Yeah.
cool. Like, not
The
gonna like.
men, for the most part at the beginning, are very connected and well, like they are bonded.
Yeah, yeah. There starts to be we start to see kind of the same thing though, like with the women too. For like we do start seeing some the older generation, the younger generation start to form cracks, but that's not happening quite yet. Uh, so then we get to they're on their day 3. And they get tree mail. It's their first. It's a reward and immunity challenge together. Um, and both tribes say they need to make fire. Both of them say that's the number one thing. Uh, and then let me see. For the challenges, the challenge consists of a commando crawl through a mud pit, 3 players moving a ball through a table maze, grabbing the ball, climbing a ladder to a balance beam, a net slide back to the ground. 3 other players are using the provided materials and the matches inside the ball to build a fire in a cauldron to burn through a rope, lowering a torch, lighting the torch, and crossing the finish.
Usually, they do these race mazes things later in the season. It's cool that this is like right off the bat, like the first one.
Yeah, and the reward is going to be Flint. This is really the
Yeah.
first time that we're seeing Flint really like being showcased because from here on out, Flint is. I mean, there's no winning matches. There is no
Yeah.
like you've seen where prizes in the pack were like waterproof matches. Matches are gone at this point now. It's okay. You're gonna have the ability to win a way to attempt to make fire. We're not just going to give you fire. We're beyond that. So, what did you think of Flint being the reward here?
I thought that was cool. I was like, oh, okay,
Yep.
we're gonna make this a little more difficult, a little more Survivor esque. I love that because
Uh,
not
well,
you
because
don't always
nowadays,
have
it's
matches.
like, yeah, and nowadays you hear, I mean, all these contestants that come on and they're super fans. They're like, I've been using Flint to build fire for my entire life. We're just waiting for this moment. So almost now in modern day, it's like, all right, Flint needs to go away. We need to figure out something else because we've been
Yeah,
using it for so many seasons. But in the challenge, they were dead even in the mud pit. Um, LePevy gets a small lead over Yasser. They have to, I mean, Scout. They got to pull her. She says it. She's got an artificial knee. Trying to think. We get to the part with the balance beam, and we have Chris. And Chris can't get over the balance beam. He tries everything. He
yeah,
tries walking, running, crawling, sideways, to quote Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factories, upways, downways, sideways, diagonal, like every way. Um, but the women win. The women win the first tribal council or the first immunity challenge. Did you think Chris was gone here automatically? Or have we
yes.
moved beyond the doing bad in the first challenge automatically gets you gone?
I thought he was gone.
That was gone. Yep. This is I mean, with this season, this is a real like change. I feel like a lot of the conventional thoughts of Survivor are gone. Because in most seasons prior to this, that was the case. Oldest or first or the person to do bad in the challenge and lose the losing team, you're the ones that gone. You're the ones that leave. Um, the men get back to camp, and John Brady, or both Johns, John P. Brady and John K. and Brooke decide to vote off the weakest link, and they think that is Chris. But Lee talks to Chris about voting off the young people. Chris, he suggests John P. Lee says he's the only one trying to make fire and suggests they vote for Brooke, uh, but mainly for his cockiness. Just mainly for his
Yeah,
cockiness.
yes, and that's why when I wasn't shocked when Trouble Council happened because yeah,
Yeah,
Brooke is he was very very cocky
yeah.
and didn't really do much.
I will say, I think what saved Chris here, Chris in tribal council, and you'll see it throughout the season. Chris he's a very good speaker, and he puts the way he puts it is today wasn't my day, but I'm paraphrasing here, but pretty much saying, but tomorrow might not be this person's day or that person's day, but we all are going to have strength that we were going to be able to contribute somewhere down the line in challenges. So like, and I think by him saying that made a lot of people go, he's not wrong. Yeah. He's not wrong.
If Brooke hadn't poked out his chest a little bit too many times.
Yeah, but he said he doesn't categorize it as him like, I'm going to be voted out because I did bad today. And he said he kind of even pulled Rory into it. And he's like, a lot of people might think Rory might go home because the first night when we were going through the jungle, we know he was starting to be the one kind of butting heads with people. But that's not the case. It's like, that's not how it is. I mean, he sums it up. That's not how the game is anymore. Once they get to the vote, Brooke. Sorry, Brooke. Yeah. Brooke is gone. And I mean, you see a majority voting here already. It's Chad, it's Chris, it's Sarge, Rory, and Travis. And that kind of leaves the younger three that are left after this kind of on the outs with the two Johns and Brady. But yeah, voting out the athletic and leaving more of the quote unquote dad bods to run the tribe here. Very different from a lot of other seasons we've seen.
Absolutely. And very shocking.
All right. So as you were watching this, who stuck out to you? Who was like from both tribes, men and women? Who were the standouts that you were like, I like this person. I think this person's going to go far. I think this one's going to like. Who are your standouts just from that first initial
Sarge
episode?
right away.
Sarge, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Your dad was in the military, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
there was just not even the military thing. It was just his. He had that presence of like. He knew what the fuck he was doing. Him and Chad.
Yeah. Chad. Yeah, I like Chad. I thought Chad was. So episode 2, we're on day 4 at LePevy. The men, they talk about how cold the night was before, which is funny because you don't necessarily think they're at a predominantly volcanic area, and they're talking about how cold it was. I always thought that was kind of interesting.
Places like that usually at night get the coldest.
Yeah,
because I even know like when my dad was overseas in Afghanistan and Iraq, he was like, yeah, hot during the day, but it gets in the negatives at night. Like it gets freezing in places like that.
Yeah. The men are attempting to make fire, and they get a little ember, but then it immediately starts to rain and puts the
That was hilarious.
Yes, we were reliant to our phones and apps and things for like the weather, but you can look up the sky and it's not gonna like automatically like just downpour without some type of like cloud building, So I feel like that's a little bit more on them. For the women, absolutely. The women seem to be holding. Yeah, the women seem to be holding up fine. Lisa is, she's climbing trees, cutting down plantains.
So the older women seem to be doing fine. Yeah. These younger women are miserable as fuck.
And that's true.
And you have there's a few that are already wanting to quit. Like, I'm done.
Yeah. Twyla has named them the sorority girls. It's the ones like Dolly and Eliza, and you've even
Yeah.
got like Mia, who is up in age, but definitely
Well,
kind of hanging out a little bit more with the younger crowd.
yeah.
Uh, so I mean, it's that I mean, tale as old as time, as they say. That's that breakdown in generation. Like it's
y-
you know,
Absolutely.
no generation thinks that the one behind them can do anything good, and the one the ones behind the older generation thinks the older ones are out of touch and are too negative. So it's everything. Um, we get
This
JP back at. Oh, go ahead.
Yes, this moment where John P gets a talking to and he kind of realizes, oh, this game's cutthroat. These motherfuckers see me as a threat. Maybe I should lay back.
Yeah, like he really, they really. I
Great
mean,
song. Great song.
he. Yeah, my phone went off. Like I turned it on and it playing something, but um, he. I mean, at least he's looking for honesty here,
Yeah.
but I don't think he was ready. I don't think he was ready to hear that honesty.
No, no. He was taken aback. And that was his face was hilarious.
Yep, yep. He looks like he's like, what do you mean my name came up?
Yeah.
Um, and you know,
As much as we talked about this season having its lulls
yeah,
compared to All Stars, there's some moments in these episodes that are just hilarious and just
yeah.
like breathtaking.
Well, the reason that Travis says that JP is a threat is like JP has a wife and he has 4 kids,
Yeah,
and that the fact that that's the case, they know that he's going to do anything and
to get that money.
everything to try to get that money.
Yeah,
And I mean, and JP's not denying it, but at the same time, he's like, if I didn't have kids, I'm less than a threat. Like he tries to debunk it, but I mean, at the same time, he understands it. Like,
yeah. That shit was hilarious when he said that. Like, if I didn't have a family, then
yeah,
y'all wouldn't be saying my name.
yeah. So we get to the reward challenge, and this is the one where they have to maneuver on
On
the
the
balance
beam.
beam and get around.
Yeah,
This is the one I was talking about that I'm like, first time I watched it, and I remember thinking it when I watched it this time. This is the one. This is what I was saying about like I wouldn't want somebody to get hurt with uh,
chat.
Chad. Yeah, sorry, I blanked on his name. I was about to say David, but it's not David.
Yeah,
Chad's prosthetic leg is it's more of a on a wet surface like that with very little spacing, like
yeah.
so
He can slam
him
that
being
foot.
able to maneuver or like losing his footing and someone else that was my I mean that's my only time like I'm not
Yeah,
necessarily worried about it when they're running and doing a challenge back, but like this is something that you know it's going to be a little more difficult. But yeah, so you've got a balance beam, and you've got to maneuver around each other and get literally like everyone from one end to the other end, and
yes,
this going into this, the women are going to win this because the men are like, I don't want to touch another guy that I don't know. Like
yeah,
they're all uncomfortable as can be doing it, and they
yes.
get like one guy over when the women just boom, boom, boom right away.
Dominated. That shit was.
Yeah,
It's
and I'm pretty sure it
funny.
was.
Um,
Go ahead.
as I've looked back at some of the seasons we've already watched, it's the correlation of tribes who don't like each other but dominate in the challenges
Yeah,
is hilarious.
yeah. Oh yeah. Just I don't want to spoil things for some seasons to come, but yeah, just wait. Just wait. You want to talk about some dominance? We're going to see some dominance in the next couple of seasons. Um, but I'm pretty sure it was Mia at the end of this challenge. She's the last one, and like she like dances
Yeah,
her
yeah. She
way.
breaks it. and the men were pissed when this was over.
Without a doubt. Like Rory and Sarge afterwards,
Oh,
like they when they get back to camp, they are
oh,
losing it.
Rory especially. Rory,
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about Rory. His weird crybaby mentality, especially early on, is
Yeah.
annoying.
Um the winner this reward was like kind of like the comfort items, blankets, some
Yeah.
pillows, things to make life a little more comfortable in a very not comfortable area. Like
Especially since they're still struggling with fire.
yeah, all of them. And that's the thing. If the men win, they get that, and they get fire. Like they're playing. When the men finally win something, like they'll get fire. Like that's how they'll get fire, or at least get flint. Day 5, Scout and Twyla are making fire, and they notice a chicken around, and then the chicken lays an egg, and they're like, eggs. But you got Twyla, who she's just ready to kill the chicken, and Leanne tells her just to stab it.
Hilarious.
And then the chicken runs off, and they try to grab it, but it gets away. But Twyla picks up 5 eggs, and they boil them and eat them. As they were boiling, that's right. The branches give way, and the pot falls and puts their fire out. So
yes,
that's what I remember that.
Yeah.
We're continuing to see that split, the older and the younger. And Amy is. Oh, I'm so not an Amy fan. I'm so not an Amy fan. I will say that I'll give her credit where credit's due. She does a great job of laying low in the first third of this game.
Oh no, she's annoying as fuck.
Like Amy is.
I had to can't figure myself which one was Amy. No, she annoying as shit.
She's the younger one.
Yeah,
One of the younger ones, but she tends to side more with the older crowd.
Yes, she gives me what kids nowadays now call a Karen.
Yeah, she's very much a Karen. She's even got the haircut.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not a fan of Eliza. They say Eliza talks too much, that she's annoying, she hasn't matured any, she's just really young. And I love Eliza. I think I'm pretty sure we see Eliza again later on in another season. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. We're getting to the point now where I'm like, okay, I know you. I think you're in another season. Like this is the next few seasons are where my brain starts going. Okay, I think I I know where I see you again. But what do you think of Eliza? Because this is like the first time they really kind of bring her to the forefront.
I think Eliza's great. I mean, she's just trying to get along with people, and
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the tribe are seeing that as her being two-faced, and she's like, no, I just kind of want to enjoy my time here while
And
also doing the show.
And some people just talk too much. I'm one.
Yeah.
I talk too much, but
Yeah. I also talk a lot.
All right. So
we have the immunity challenge, the blindfolded puzzle situation.
can we talk about this before we get to the immunity challenge? The men talk about the stone that they got in the the ceremony, and they talk about how they've been on a losing streak, and they feel like we've been neglecting this stone that the natives have,
Yeah.
said have special power. Like, let's show it some love and some appreciation. Let's bring it to the challenge.
And it worked.
It does work. It does work. The men finally get a win after on day 5.
It's a
And that's
blindfolded puzzle.
yeah.
Um,
I have to
mm,
ask you though. Have you? I know I meant to ask you when we first started the recording. Have you figured out yet which girl Jeff Probst dates after this season?
no. Which one is
Okay,
it?
I want you to see if you can figure it out. He dates one of the cast members from this season.
That's. I forgot you said this was a thing.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
But can we
Uh,
talk about how Scout got all confused and fucked her tribe?
Yeah, bring that up because I'm blanking. I'm looking over my notes.
She got her directions wrong. And then there was a puzzle piece left in the water.
Oh,
And
yes.
she forgot it was there.
Which ironically is not going to be the last time that happens in a challenge this season. I don't know if you've gotten that far yet. But yes, that is not the last time. Or the last time ever in this game where someone is looking for a puzzle piece and literally it's laying right like behind them at an angle.
Yeah, it was literally floating in front of her in the water, and they kept on asking her, "Is there any more in the water?" And she was like, "No, no, no." It's like, "Oh,
Scout.
you."
Like the only thing I can think about with Scout, even from the get go, if people go, I can drag her to the end and I know I can beat her from the get go. I can take her to
If
the
there's
final
one person
2.
I can't stand in this season,
It's Scout.
ooh, yeah,
It's Scout. Uh, it's a tie for me between Scout and Amy. I'm up there with Scout and Amy.
because Scout's got that cockiness, and then she just is not. It's like she's a know-it-all old granny, and I'm just like, shush.
You get the women though, and Scout, consoles Eliza and Eliza says she's sad that they have to vote someone off.
Yeah,
You get Julie and Dolly, and they are like, "What's the verdict?" And they, Eliza seems to be the general consensus. Um, Dolly tells Julie though she's not voting with anyone else and voting Eliza because she's not sure who else to vote for. But Twyla's up there. People are thinking because she's, just, she yells at him a lot.
yeah.
Julie throws Leanne out as a suggestion for not being as hard of a worker as Twyla. Uh, Dolly just hates being in the middle. Like, that's her thing.
Yep.
But she's like, I'm in the middle. I definitely feel closer to the younger ones, but I like the older ones too. Um,
And sadly, that gets Dolly fucked.
she overthinks it.
Yeah.
So I know you're not watching the new season right now. And there's an episode, and it was actually the name of the episode for this week. And it kind of fits the situation for Dolly. One of the characters says about another castaway. If it's somebody that's kind of doing what Dolly did, like she's trying to play the middle ground. She's trying to play both sides.
Yeah.
Like she sees the division, she's trying to play both sides to keep her in a good position. But the quote from the episode this week said, "If you're loyal to all, you're loyal to none."
Yeah. And that is a motto I have lived by.
Yeah. If you're loyal to all, you're loyal to none. Um, Amy is starting to make a bond with Leanne. Um, um, the women get to their first tribal council. Scout says she could have done better in the challenge. Says she blew it. Jeff talks to Eliza about what workload and everyone. She says it's a compliment, but she says everyone except for Twyla has their on and off days. Like Twyla's the only one that's like working nonstop from sun up to sundown.
Yeah.
The idea of Leanne not working gets brought up. Dolly says she gets along too well with everyone, and that puts her in the middle.
Dolly's a sweetheart. I mean, I get that. I can sometimes be the same way. Yes, I'm calling out myself.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. You get this vote, and Eliza votes for Dolly. So Eliza kind of crosses the line and votes with the older women.
Yeah. And then episode 3, she gets called out for the shit.
Yeah, so let's get there. Episode 3. So one man so far is gone, one woman.
And this starts off hot with the younger women like, Eliza, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, we go straight into it, like them going off on Eliza. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And then they show Lepevi, and that starts off with like, motherfucker's pissed because Rory's not doing his weight around work and is being supposedly lazy. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my notes. And I clearly did not take a lot of notes on this episode.
Yeah. But yeah, while the rest of the Lepevi tribe, the men are doing everything they can with the tribe, with work around the tribe, Rory is sitting around, chilling, walking off. That's the major thing. What the fuck?
Rory reminds me a lot of the dude from what season was that? The one that had the like icky used car salesman Brian that won.
Yeah.
He reminds me of that guy that kind of rubbed himself up on the other woman. Like,
Yeah.
Not that saying Rory would do that, but he just the way that he's playing, he's being very much a like he's a big presence, but he doesn't do a lot.
Yes,
really.
facts. Yeah, I remember the car salesman. I hated that motherfucker.
Well, not him. I'm not saying him. I'm saying the other guy, the guy that like rubbed up on the woman.
Oh, the controversy.
The big guy. The big guy. That lasted forever.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Rory's kind of playing like him. Like he's a big presence. He's trying to make decisions, but he's not necessarily putting in any work. Like he's just kind of there. Excuse me. See, this is what happens. I got some sleep and I sit down and I start getting tired.
And then there's a lot of fighting in this fucking episode.
There's a lot of fighting, yeah.
Because
because you're going on 9 days at this point with just these people and you have no food. So I mean, yeah, the excitement of being on Survivor is now gone.
Yes. Because they went to the whole Rory getting talked to about, walking off and not doing anything. And then they go back to Yes Sir. And Twyla and Mia are going at it about who does more work in the tribe.
Yeah. Yeah. Mia is a little bit older, but she still is probably one of the younger ones of the quote unquote older ones that are there, even though she's siding with the younger crowd, but like she don't put up with no shit. Like I like Mia.
Yeah, Mia's great. but yeah, and she's not dealing with Twyla's bulliness. Twyla thinks she can, run shit.
We get to a reward challenge and slash
Immunity and
immunity challenge.
reward. Yeah.
It's something very different. It's something very different that they do this time. So the challenge is divided into two parts: tribal and
This
immunity.
this whole thing confused the fuck out of me.
Yeah. So the reward half, the first part of it, the tribes have to work together to make their way through 3 locked cages. They got to untie planks. They're going to use grappling hooks to retrieve keys, and then mastering a series of interlocking slide rails. The first tribe to crawl through the 3 cages to safety win, and the right to compete for individual immunity. For the immunity half, each person must dig ladder rungs out from the sand, and the player would then use the rungs to assemble a ladder and climb to the top of the tower. The first person to reach wins individual immunity. So for the reward, that's fishing and snorkeling gear, and a chance to get individual immunity in the next. Because this is the one where they both tribes go to tribal council, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So somebody from both tribes gets voted off here. But the thing that ends up happening is John K wins the individual immunity.
Yes.
So then he goes with the women over to Yasser, and he's gonna assign, like, he'll have immunity at his men's tribal council, but he gets to give away that immunity to someone at the women's.
Yes.
So that he gets to be
And
the one
he goes
deciding that.
straight in and asks who voted off Dolly.
Yeah, he's going to. He figures out the alliances like in a minute,
That shit was crazy.
right? Like
That was
from the
well played, you son of a bitch.
which makes me think he would have gone a lot farther had he. I mean, we'll get there,
Yeah.
but yeah. So men and women go to tribal council, and we get to the men's. I mean, it's very straightforward too. Like the men, we've already talked about it. John P. People see him as a threat. They know. I mean, he's charismatic. He's athletic.
Yeah.
He could do some damage.
Yeah.
I think if he was on any other season, he would have gone much farther.
Yes. We had a lot of smart boys on this season. That kind of
Huh?
realized we had a lot of smart guys on this season that kind of
Yeah.
knew the game.
Yeah. Yep. So yes, the only kind of difference here is, I mean, it was kind of down between John and Rory, but again, you got Chris, you got Chad, you got Sarge, you got Rory, and then Travis joined in, or Bubba. Sorry, I forget. When I said Travis, I'm like Bubba. That core group of 5 who are running things. Bye, John. John's gone.
Yeah.
So,
and then
for the women's, John gives his
it to
Amy, but she didn't really need it.
No, she was good. And then Twyla gets scolded by like 3/4 of the tribe during this tribal council.
Yeah.
She got thrown under the bus and got a talking to about
Twyla Twyla, she takes some grenades this entire season at Tribal, like across the board, like everywhere. You got the younger group, Eliza, Julie, and Mia, and they all vote for Twyla. But then you've got the majority, which is again the older crowd of Amy, Leanne, Amy, Scout, and Twyla.
Yeah.
And they're all going after Mia, and Mia's gone.
Yeah. And the younger ones are blindsided. They didn't think Mia was going to be the one that,
Uh-uh. No. Well, you got Lisa. Lisa was kind of more hanging around with the younger crowd.
Yeah.
So, the smartest thing that they could have done that they didn't do is Lisa should have leveraged that and said, "Look again, guys. Eliza voted against the people that she says she's aligned with," and she didn't do
Yes.
that. Like they could have played that up because there's one vote that doesn't make sense, and they could have played that up, and they didn't.
Yes. And
So
the episode 4, it literally starts with Lisa telling Eliza, "I did not trust you."
no, 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 no,
And
no.
that caused Mia to get eliminated.
Yep. Yep. Well, folks, we're gonna call it there for the day. I know Michael's got to finish the season, so I want to give him time to do that. I'm gonna take a nap because that's just what I do with my life. But before we get out of here, Michael, let them know where they can find you. What you got going on? I know we're up.
MJ the Plus is on all social media platforms. Every Monday night, Netflix and Raw. This is a lot of fun. Love doing that. Shout out to the Ring Queen Michaela and Pro Wrestling Wizard Doug. Cool TV every other Thursday. With on Cool TV. Shout out to XOJ, the OG B roll. I have a huge episode coming out soon, or that I'm going to be doing for that I'm very excited for. A bucket list item of mine. So, yeah, I will tell you off screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'm intrigued now. You're like, way to bait me. And now I'm like, okay, what are we talking about? You can find me, DadHat Wrestling, all social medias. You can find World Championship Wreckage, all social medias. If you want to give our Survivor Reignited TikTok a follow, scan that QR code in the corner. Yeah. So we'll get some more recorded here soon. We'll get through season 9. Like I said, season 9 is not necessarily one of my favorites, but we'll get through it. We got some good ones coming up. So stay tuned, and we'll get through the rest of season 9 Vanuatu. We'll talk to you later.